What secrets lie hidden in the endless cosmos? We know only a small fraction of its mysteries, while the rest remains beyond our reach. The first astonishing fact is that space is completely silent. There is no air, so sound simply cannot travel. Imagine, space feels absolutely cold, but the temperature of the vacuum is about -270 degrees Celsius. That's just 3 degrees above absolute zero, the point where atoms stop moving. Space is one of the coldest places known to humanity. Did you know that Jupiter and Saturn may have diamond rain? Scientists believe that under extreme pressure, carbon transforms into solid crystals, falling like precious gems. It's a true cosmic diamond storm. At the center of our galaxy hides a monstrous supermassive black hole. It's millions of times heavier than the Sun and controls the motion of stars around it. This is the heart of the Milky Way, which we are only beginning to study. Here's a fact that surprises many. The Sun has sound, but we cannot hear it. Its plasma vibrates with powerful waves, almost like music. Scientists translate them into the audible range, and we can listen to the song of a star. The stars we see at night are the past. Their light travels 4,000s, sometimes millions of years before reaching us. When we look at the sky, it's like peering into a time machine. Did you know that a day on Venus is longer than its year? The planet rotates on its axis more slowly than it orbits the Sun. This means one Venusian day lasts longer than its year. Space is filled with invisible matter. Scientists call it dark matter, and it makes up about 27% of the entire universe. Without it, galaxies wouldn't be able to hold their stars together. Now imagine a neutron star. It weighs more than the Sun, yet it's only about 20 kilometers wide. A spoonful of its material would weigh billions of tons on Earth. Here's a fact that sounds unbelievable. Space contains alcohol. In gas clouds near the galaxy's center, scientists found massive reserves of it. Of course, it's toxic methanol, not something we could drink. On Mars, sunsets are not red, but blue. Dust in its atmosphere scatters sunlight in a unique way. That's why Martian evenings look completely different from those on Earth. The largest mountain in the solar system is Olympus Mons on Mars. It's 3 times taller than Everest and so wide that its base covers an area the size of France. A true planetary giant. Did you know that astronauts actually shrink when they return from space? Their spines compress back under gravity. In orbit, however, they grow a few centimeters taller. There are rogue planets in space. They are not bound to any star and wander through total darkness. Scientists believe there may be more of these planets than stars. The hottest planet in the solar system is not Mercury but Venus. Its thick atmosphere traps heat, raising temperatures above 460 degrees Celsius. A true cosmic inferno. About 95% of Earth's ocean remains unexplored. Yet space is even less understood. It's a reminder that we know more about distant stars than our own depths. Saturn's moon Titan experiences methane rain. It has entire lakes and seas made of liquid hydrocarbons. It's like an alien version of Earth with completely different chemistry. The Milky Way contains over 100 billion planets. Many of them may be Earth-like. This means life in the universe is highly possible. It takes sunlight 8 minutes and 20 seconds to reach Earth. When we look at the Sun, we see its past, not its present. We are always a little behind. Between the stars lie giant clouds of gas and dust. From them, new stars are born. Space is a vast factory of starlight. The moon has no atmosphere, so there is no wind or rain. Astronaut footprints will remain for millions of years, a permanent reminder of humanity's first steps beyond Earth. In space, there are hot Jupiters, giant planets orbiting extremely close to their stars. Their atmospheres heat up to thousands of degrees, and they rotate within mere hours. Black holes can warp space and time itself. Near the event horizon, time slows down dramatically. To an outside observer, you appear frozen in time. The fastest thing in the universe is light. It travels at nearly 300,000 kilometers per second. Yet even light takes 4 years to reach the nearest star. Space is expanding. Galaxies are moving away from each other faster and faster. This discovery confirmed that the universe began with the Big Bang. Astronauts lose their sense of taste in space. In zero gravity, fluids shift upward, causing nasal congestion. Food tastes bland, so they add lots of spices. There's a planet-like moon covered in ice, but beneath lies an ocean. This is Europa, one of Jupiter's moons. Scientists believe it may hold conditions for life. The universe may contain trillions of galaxies. We see only a fraction of them through telescopes. Every tiny patch of sky may hide millions of worlds. On the planet HD 189733b, it rains glass. Winds blow at more than 7,000 kilometers per hour. It's one of the most dangerous worlds known to science. If the sun were a hollow sphere, 1,000,000 Earths could fit inside. Its scale is almost impossible to imagine, and yet, it is just one ordinary star among billions. Space has a smell. Astronauts report that after spacewalks, their suits smell like metal and seared steak. The scent comes from unique molecules created by contact with the vacuum. Massive stars can end their lives in a supernova explosion. In just moments, they release more energy than the sun will in its entire lifetime. These blasts forge the heavy elements that make us. There are so-called super-Earths. They are larger than our planet, but smaller than gas giants. These worlds may be the best candidates for discovering life. Mercury has almost no atmosphere, leading to extreme temperature swings. By day, its surface reaches plus 430 degrees Celsius, and by night, it drops to minus 180. A true planet of extremes. Our galaxy spins at tremendous speed. The Milky Way completes a full rotation, every 225 million years. While we live, we journey through space along with all the stars. One day, the sun will die. In about 5 billion years, it will expand into a red giant, then shed its outer layers, leaving behind a white dwarf. This is the fate of most stars. The Hubble Space Telescope opened the universe to us in a new way. Its images revealed billions of distant galaxies. These pictures became symbols of cosmic wonder. There are gamma-ray bursts in space. These are the most powerful explosions of energy, capable of wiping out life within thousands of light years. Luckily, they happen far from Earth. Saturn has rings made of ice and rock. They span hundreds of thousands of kilometers in width, but are only a few dozen meters thick. A grand yet fragile structure. If you found yourself in open space without a suit, you wouldn't explode. But the air in your lungs would escape instantly, and radiation and temperature would kill you within minutes. Space is utterly hostile to life. There are zombie stars in the universe. These are white dwarfs that reignite by absorbing matter from nearby stars. Their energy can trigger new supernova explosions. Space constantly bombards Earth with micrometeorites. Most burn up in the atmosphere, turning into dust. About 100 tons of cosmic material fall on our planet every day. Some stars spin incredibly fast pulsars. They rotate hundreds of times per second, emitting powerful radio waves like cosmic lighthouses. Space is full of emptiness, but even it is not truly empty. Each cubic meter of intergalactic space contains a few atoms. It reminds us that absolute vacuum does not exist. The most distant galaxy we see lies more than 13 billion light-years away. We observe it as it was soon after the Big Bang. It's a glimpse into the universe's past. Quasars are among the brightest objects in the universe. Their energy comes from supermassive black holes devouring matter. They shine brighter than entire galaxies. Saturn has the longest storm in the solar system. It lasts 4 months and produces lightning thousands of times stronger than Earth's. A truly cosmic tempest. There is a star called Scuti, one of the largest known. Its radius is 1,700 times that of the Sun. If placed in the Sun's position, its surface would reach Jupiter's orbit. Jupiter has the Great Red Spot, a storm that has raged for over 300 years. It is larger than Earth itself, a tempest with no end in sight. The coldest known place in the universe is the Boomerang Nebula. Its temperature is just 1 Kelvin colder than the cosmic vacuum itself. A true icy ghost of space. Space is full of mysteries, and 51 facts are just a small piece of its endless canvas. We are only a tiny spark in the ocean of stars, yet it is our curiosity that makes us explorers of the universe, and perhaps the greatest discoveries still lie ahead.
What if our entire history about Mars is a mistake? For centuries, we believed in a myth we created ourselves. A red dot in the sky always raised questions. People wondered, could it be another living planet? In ancient Rome, it was named after the god of war, Mars. Its color seemed bloody and dangerous. Everything changed with the invention of telescopes. Astronomers saw strange lines on Mars. These lines were mistaken for canals, as if someone had built them. A real Martian fever began. Astronomer Lowell claimed Martians were saving their dying planet. He believed they were pumping water from the poles. The world went crazy over aliens. Newspapers wrote that we were not alone in the universe. But in 1965, the Mariner 4 probe shattered the dream. It sent back images of a dead, lifeless planet. No canals, no cities, just craters, dust, and silence. The illusion collapsed, but a new race had begun. Now we didn't want to meet Martians, we wanted to get there ourselves. In 1971, the USSR launched the first spacecraft into Mars orbit. It was called Mars 2 and became the first orbital mission. Mars 2 attempted to land a capsule but failed. It entered the atmosphere at the wrong angle and crashed. Later, the US responded with Mariner 9. It was the first to successfully orbit and send back images. When Mariner 9 arrived, the whole planet was in a dust storm. It waited weeks for the winds to calm. When the dust cleared, cameras revealed mountains and canyons. Mars was far more complex than anyone thought. In 1976, NASA sent two landers, Viking 1 and Viking 2. They were the first to land softly and search for life. One experiment showed possible signs of metabolism, but the results were inconclusive and remain debated. Since then, searching for life has been the main goal of every mission. Mars was no longer a myth, it became a scientific mystery. In 1997, the first rover arrived, Sojourner. It was tiny but revolutionized the study of the planet. These photos showed Mars up close. Rocks, dust, wheel tracks, everything looked real. In 2004, two new rovers landed on Mars. They were named Spirit and Opportunity. They were meant to last just 90 days, but they worked for years, sending back valuable data. Spirit got stuck in sand and couldn't move, but it kept sending signals to the very end. Opportunity traveled more than 45 kilometers across Mars. It set a record for the longest rover journey. In 2019, a storm disabled the rover. Its last words were, "My battery is low, and it's getting dark." In 2012, Curiosity landed, a full laboratory on wheels. Its landing was the most complex in history. Curiosity found evidence of ancient lakes. Mars once had liquid water. In 2021 came Perseverance, the most advanced rover ever. It's exploring a crater that once held a lake. Along with it arrived Ingenuity, a tiny Mars helicopter. It became the first to fly in another planet's atmosphere. Now, we can not only drive, but fly across Mars. And this is only the beginning of a new chapter in exploration. NASA has long dreamed of returning samples from Mars. Now, that mission is finally in development. Mars rovers have limits. To fully understand its past, we need Martian soil on Earth. Perseverance landed in Jezero crater, a dry river delta. This site once held water billions of years ago. Sediment layers in the crater may hold ancient life signatures. It's one of the best places to look for biosignatures. Perseverance is collecting core samples and sealing them. These tubes will one day be picked up and sent home. Ingenuity's flights proved controlled flight is possible on Mars. Its technology may be used in future aerial scouts. From above, the helicopter captures stunning terrain images. It scouts paths for the rover to follow. Mars gets its red color from iron oxide in the soil. It's literally rusting over millions of years. Mars has no global magnetic field to block radiation. Future astronauts will need serious protection. The atmosphere on Mars is 100 times thinner than Earth's. It's made mostly of carbon dioxide. Dust storms on Mars can cover the entire planet. They last for weeks and block sunlight. Average surface temperature on Mars is minus 60 degrees Celsius. At night, it can drop to minus 100. Simple weight comparison. Human silhouette on Mars with scale reading 38 kilograms, side by side with Earth at 100 kilograms. Clean scientific layout. Everything must be ultra-realistic, without glitches or unnatural movements. Mars has ice at its poles and beneath the surface. One day, this water may sustain a colony. Mars has two tiny moons, Phobos and Deimos. They look like captured asteroids. Because of signal delay, landers operate on their own. There's no way to control them in real time from Earth. Engineers call it 7 minutes of terror. That's how long descent lasts, with no room for error. Mars is home to the tallest volcano in the solar system, Olympus Mons. It's nearly 3 times the height of Mount Everest. Valles Marineris is the largest canyon in the solar system. It stretches over 4,000 kilometers. Could we one day terraform Mars? Scientists debate the possibility of transforming its climate. Elon Musk wants to build a city on Mars. He believes humans must become multiplanetary. Starship is being designed for interplanetary travel. Its goal: deliver cargo and people to Mars. Mars habitats must protect from radiation and cold. Underground or domed shelters are being studied. Can we grow food on Mars? Scientists are testing crops in simulated Martian soil. NASA and private companies plan to send humans in the 2030s. It could be the most dangerous mission ever attempted. Mars suits must be flexible, pressurized, and dust-proof. Prototypes are already being tested on Earth. A Mars mission may last years, and there's no quick return. Some even call it a one-way trip. Mars challenges our science, our courage, and our imagination. And someday, it might just be our second home. The race to Mars isn't just scientific, it's also political. Nations want to be the first to establish presence on another planet. China and Europe are developing their own Mars missions. The global interest in Mars is growing rapidly. Mars once had a magnetic field like Earth, but it disappeared billions of years ago, leaving the planet exposed. Without that protection, the solar wind stripped away most of the Martian atmosphere. This changed the planet forever. Some scientists believe Mars once looked like earlier, with rivers, lakes, and possibly even oceans. Evidence suggests that water flowed on Mars for millions of years, but the planet slowly lost its ability to retain it. NASA's MAVEN mission studies how Mars lost its atmosphere. It found that solar wind is still eroding the planet today. Today, Mars is a frozen desert, but traces of its wet past are everywhere. NASA's MAVEN mission studies how Mars lost its atmosphere. It found that solar wind is still eroding the planet today. Mars may be lifeless now, but it teaches us about habitability. It could help us find life elsewhere in the universe. Future missions aim to dig deeper into the Martian soil, searching for fossilized microbes or underground water. Subsurface ice could be key to future colonists. It's a vital resource for survival. Mars is a perfect testbed for autonomous robotics. Rovers must think for themselves millions of kilometers away. Artificial intelligence helps navigate the terrain. It avoids obstacles and chooses the best path. If we succeed on Mars, we may go further, to moons like Europa or Titan, even beyond the solar system. Mars inspires a new generation of scientists and explorers. Kids today could walk there tomorrow. Colonizing Mars requires teamwork on a global scale. No single country can do it alone. Building a Mars base is like constructing a space station, but on land. It must be self-sufficient and secure. Mars time is different. A day is 24 hours and 39 minutes. Colonists will need to adjust to the Martian soul. Nuclear energy might provide a backup. Compact reactors are already being tested. Communication with Earth has a delay of up to 22 minutes. Mars missions must rely on autonomy and planning. Psychological health is a major challenge. Crews will face isolation, confinement, and time delay. Virtual reality and robotics may help bridge that gap, letting astronauts feel more connected. Art, music, and culture will travel to Mars too. A new society will need more than just survival. Will we preserve Mars or reshape it for ourselves? Ethical questions will define our choices. Some argue we shouldn't touch Mars at all, that we should protect it as a pristine world. Others believe transforming Mars is our destiny, a way to extend life beyond Earth. Others believe transforming Mars is our destiny, a way to extend life beyond Earth. The first child born on Mars could arrive this century, a human not of Earth, but of two worlds. Mars is far, over 50 million kilometers at its closest, and yet, it feels closer every year. Our robots are already there. Our footprints are next. Mars is silent, cold, and empty. But it calls to us louder than ever. Maybe we go to Mars not because it's easy, but because it's hard. That challenge defines us. From ancient myths to modern rockets, we've chased this red world for centuries, and we're not stopping now. Now we stand at the edge of a new era, the era of becoming interplanetary. Mars forces us to ask, what kind of explorers are we? Brave, curious, or careful? Whatever the answer, Mars is waiting, and we're almost ready. Whatever the answer, Mars is waiting, and we're almost ready. And one day, when someone looks up from the surface of Mars, they'll see Earth as a pale blue dot in the sky.
What if danger to our galaxy is already near? There are objects in the universe that can destroy stars and even entire worlds. And we still don't fully understand how they work. Each one could change the fate of the Milky Way. Ready? The first threat is black holes. They don't just suck in matter, they distort space and time itself. Some are city-sized but heavier than a star. Get too close and there's no way back, ever. A monster hides at the center of our galaxy, a supermassive black hole. It's 4,000,000 times heavier than our sun. Thankfully, it's asleep for now. But one day, it could awaken. Imagine that. Next threat, gamma ray bursts, the most powerful explosions in the universe, triggered by dying stars. One burst could evaporate a planet's atmosphere in seconds. If it points at us, we have no chance, none. Gamma ray bursts are visible billions of light years away. They unleash more energy than anything humans could ever create. Scientists track them like wild beasts. But predicting them is nearly impossible. Dangerous. The third threat, rogue planets, loners ejected from their star systems. They race through the galaxy in total darkness. One day, they could crash into us without warning. Some of these planets are the size of Jupiter. They move silently, invisible to normal telescopes. Scientists have already detected dozens of such objects. But that's just a fraction. Terrifying. If such a planet passes too close, its gravity will disrupt orbits. That would trigger chaos in the solar system. Planets could collide or be thrown into space. The entire system would collapse in seconds. All three threats are different, but they share one thing: we cannot stop them. We can only watch and hope. Hope is all we have for now. Space is beautiful and merciless. We are just tiny dots in its vastness, but that's what makes us special. Because despite everything, we keep looking up, always. Black holes are not rare. There may be up to 100 million of them in our galaxy alone. Most are completely invisible. They hide in darkness like cosmic predators, silently. Sometimes a star suddenly disappears. Astronomers see the light go out, and nothing more. A black hole may be responsible. It consumes the star, leaving only a shadow forever. A gamma ray burst may last just 1 second. But in that second, it releases more energy than the sun in billions of years. It burns everything in its path. Atmospheres vanish, planets die, instantly. Rogue planets can be frozen or scorching. Some are covered in toxic gases, others are bare rocks with no atmosphere. And yet, they are a threat, invisible. Now imagine, one such planet approaches us. We wouldn't know until it's too late. It emits no light. It's invisible. And then an orbital anomaly. Too late. We rely on technology to protect us, but space is no place for heroism. Sometimes all we have is time and calculations and one wrong prediction, the end. Even our sun can become a threat. In billions of years, it will expand and burn everything around it. Earth will evaporate like a drop of water. Our story will end forever. But we have time, maybe enough to understand the universe better. To protect ourselves and those who come after us, knowledge is our shield, not too late. Every telescope, every mission is a step toward understanding. We search, we observe, we simulate. We learn from each discovery. To one day predict the inevitable and survive. Space isn't evil. It's just indifferent. It gives no warnings and feels no regret, but we are the mind in the darkness. And as long as we exist, we'll search for answers, always. When we look at the night sky, we see the past. Light from distant stars takes millions of years to reach us. Some of them may already be gone. We're staring into the mirror of dead worlds without knowing it. Maybe right now, a new destroyer races through the galaxy. An invisible planet, a black hole, a death beam. We don't hear it, don't see it until it's too late. That's space, no mercy. But fear is no reason to give up. We are the only species that can understand what's going on. We build satellites, telescopes, and stations. We don't hide, we explore. That's power. Each threat is a challenge, each discovery, a chance to survive. We're not powerless, we're just beginning to understand. And the journey is just starting forward. We didn't choose the cosmos, but we can choose how to face it. To look chaos in the eye and not look away. That is the path of reason, the path of humanity. Are we alone in the universe? Or is there life out there, also gazing at the stars? Maybe they fear the dark too, and ask the same questions just like us. We search for signals, we listen to the sky, scanning millions of frequencies in hope of an answer. So far, silence, but silence speaks too, waiting. The more we learn, the smaller we feel. But that's not weakness, it's the beginning of wisdom. We are not the center of the universe, we're part of it. We've come from caves to cosmos, from fire to photons in just millennia, and this is only the beginning. The real future is just starting now. We fear because we're aware. We explore because we seek to understand. That's what makes us who we are. The universe is consciousness, human. The universe isn't hostile, it's simply indifferent. And in that silence, we create meaning. We are the voice in the void, we are alive. Every particle in our bodies came from a star. We are children of ancient explosions, stardust that became aware. We don't just observe the cosmos, we are its continuation, its echo. We dream, and those dreams push us farther. To stars, to discoveries, to new worlds, and maybe to salvation someday. One cosmic strike, and everything could vanish. But that's what makes every moment precious. Every glance at the sky is an act of faith. We live knowing the risk and choose to move forward. We are not immortal, but we leave a trace. In memory, in discoveries, in glowing dots across the sky. And maybe one day, someone will find it and understand. A child looking up through a telescope at night from a small observatory dome, warm interior light contrasting with cold stars outside, face full of curiosity and wonder. Everything must be ultra-realistic, without glitches or unnatural movements. We don't know what lies beyond the horizon. But every mission, every launch is a step into the unknown. We send robots, probes, and ships. And one day, we'll send ourselves forever. They say space is empty, but in that emptiness are billions of stories. Each star, a possible world. And maybe someone's hope or goodbye. When we leave, we send signals, waves that will travel through time and space. Maybe they'll reach someone and become a greeting or a warning. We are the first generation to look into space with awareness. We don't know all the answers yet, but we do know where to look. And we will keep looking as long as we can. We are not just observers. We are storytellers, creators, explorers. And every glance at the sky begins a new chapter, one that no one has ever read except us. Our footprints are not only on the moon. They're in the knowledge we pass on. Each generation climbs higher, reaching closer to the edge where the unknown begins. One day we may leave Earth. Not because we ran, but because we grew. New worlds will become home. But the memory of the first step will stay forever. But as long as we're here, Earth is our only ship. Fragile, alive, precious, and we must protect it. So we don't lose where it all began. Home. Through fear and darkness, we move forward anyway, because it's in our nature to seek the light. No matter how far it's hidden, we will walk until it shines.